Good evening and thank you for joining us. Pretty good year for the Red Dogs there. Missed it by that much.
Oh, yes, that much, unfortunately. But it was still a very, very successful season. And they had the chance to recognize a couple of coaches who had an impact as well as the players out there on the field.
Fantastic. Well, we'll look forward to that. Gerard, give us the good news for the long weekend.
It's going to be good. We're running a little precipitation, but right now we see how that goes, okay? We did get to plus 24 today, just at about 3 o'clock, and now it's cooling off to 23, so it's still all good. 24% is that humidity. The winds out of the south-southeast at 5 kilometers an hour, and as we compare across the region to the Lakeland, what we're seeing is 25 and 25 as well in the Battlefords. Some cloud cover to deal with, but it's all good. So 25 and 25.
About 12,000 Saskatchewan teachers plan to hit the picket lines next week. The Saskatchewan Teachers Federation says there will be walkouts across the province on Wednesday and Thursday to back contract demands. There was already a one-day strike earlier this month that marked the first walkout by all teachers in Saskatchewan history. The Government Bargaining Committee and the union went back to the table earlier this week, but talks broke down after 3 days. A new recovery centre to help people affected by fetal alcohol spectrum disorder will soon be opening in Cold Lake. As Clayton Brown explains, the new facility will be one of a kind.
Construction is underway for a new housing facility which will help pregnant women who are addicted to alcohol or drugs have a safe pregnancy. Executive Director Audrey McFarland says the program is aimed to prevent more FASD cases.
Many of these women don't access prenatal care and so works on their life skills, helps them to develop some future planning and to stay healthy during their pregnancy and to get some health care as well.
There's no other addiction center in Canada that specializes in pregnant women, and officials say research will be done on the center to see if it is a service to be expanded throughout the country.
We are engaging some researchers so that we can show if this model of service is viable, cost-effective, and whether it works or not.
Many community organizations are excited about the new recovery facility. Executive Director of the Cold Lake Crisis Center, Yvette Houle, feels it's exactly what the Lakeland region is missing.
There is such a gap in all of our communities for these women and children who are suffering from the disease. Now with this new residence, she has provided the rest of Canada with a model.
Audrey believes the biggest advantage this center will have over other addiction programs is the length of time the women can stay.
Most treatment programs in Alberta are 28 days long, and so the women can go to those treatment programs. They're often fast-tracked, in fact, in Alberta, but the 28 days isn't long enough for them to make any life changes, so they end up going back to the same scenario that they came from.
The new center is expected to be open in the new year. In Cold Lake, Clayton Brown, Newcap News.
Last night, the Thorpe Recovery Centre held their first ever fundraising gala in the Alberta building at the Lloyd X grounds. Local luminaries and community members turned out in droves to enjoy a fine Cajun-themed meal and a performance by country star Terry Clark. The Thorpe's gala was part of their Building Hope campaign, which is raising funds for the construction of their new facility in Lloydminster.
It was so nice to walk in here tonight and see the huge crowd that's here and everyone enjoying themselves, and we've had a fabulous meal and looking forward to a great evening.
450, a bit 450, a bit 4.5, a bit 450, 450.
There was a silent auction with dozens of items and also a live auction with some truly big ticket trips to bid on. The evening was also about recognizing some major donors to the campaign, like Alan Markin, whose group donated $1 million.
And I think that center is going to give that opportunity for a lot of employees around Alberta and Saskatchewan and other places to have a new chance at life.
The Lloydminster District Co-op also kicked in $25,000 towards the campaign.
We're part of this community. Our members are all part of this community, so we want to make sure we make a contribution where it counts. So.
You know, what they've done to help not only their clients, but certainly giving hope to the families of those clients, I think has just been instrumental in this community.
Canadian country music star Terry Clark was the performer for the evening, and she put on an acoustic show for the hundreds in attendance. The event's organizers are truly grateful for the support from the community.
Any donation, it doesn't matter if it's $1, $5, or $1 million, it all goes towards one thing, and it's helping out with our clients, giving them a bigger facility. But it makes me feel good knowing that there are people out there that care about what we do.
And while the evening speeches included some sobering stories of addiction, it was evident that the dedicated staff love what they do.
We see people go from a state of hopelessness to a state of doing great things with their lives, and that's an amazing thing to get to be part of.
Totals raised for the evening are not yet available, but the Centre is hoping the gala will put them very close to their goal of completing their new building. The Libby Young Centre opened in Lloydminster in 1983 to provide services for adults living with mental illness. In recent years, as the city has grown, so too has the demand for the Libby Young's resources. As Jessica Isaac explains, the agency is hoping to meet that increasing need with a new facility.
It's been a long time coming for Lloydminster's Libby Young Centre, but construction on its new facility is finally underway.
It's our time. It's our time to be able to grow and expand in our community and celebrate that.
Local area MLAs Lloyd Snellgrove and Tim McMillan both attended the groundbreaking. The Alberta government also announced an additional $1.3 million for the project.
The building itself and the model that they use here in Lloydminster is what I'm most excited about. The community figured it out years ago that we needed to engage the community in dealing with the mental health issues.
McMillan says he's encouraged to see an entire community partner on a project such as this.
I think that the board is a very strong board that's done great work to get a project of this size to this point. The work the city has done to bring it along right from the start, I think, needs a tip of the hat, and in Alberta today came with a great contribution that, again, involvement there makes stuff like this happen.
The Libby Young Centre's current facility has only 5 beds. The new one will provide 20 beds and allow the community-based organization to expand its services.
Mental wellness, mental health, mental illness affects everyone, and I think that by having the Libby Young Centre, we will be able to, again, support more people. More people are going to understand it better, hopefully eliminate some of the stigmas that are attached to that, and be just part of the community.
The new centre is expected to take between 8 to 12 months to complete. Jessica Isaac, Newcap News.
Another sure sign of spring is a proliferation of charity barbecues in the border city. We'll have that story and more coming up after the break.